Welcome to RIP, also known as Rest in Profits. It's our mission to expose corporate cemeteries for their corruption and greed and all the pain that they cause for families. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and click the like button to get new video notifications for all the new videos that we put out. We've decided to start a new series of true cemetery stories. All of these stories happened during our supervision of multiple cemeteries. Before we start, I'd definitely like to give a shout out to one of our former corporate higher-ups. I'd like to give a shout out to Fat Jack. Keep doing the job you're doing, and if that does happen, the company will soon be out of business. And now on to today's story. The title of this story is Marco Polo. Sounds sort of strange, but you'll see in the end it'll all make sense. This story starts out on a cold February day. We had a burial service planned for around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. The temperatures were below freezing, and it had actually snowed a couple days before. It had been cold for weeks upon weeks, and that always makes digging, graves difficult. And the wind was blowing as well, which probably put the wind chill probably in the teens. This was not going to be a normal service. The actual mayor of the town had passed, had been sick for a long time, and we knew that there would be a large crowd there. Now, with that being said, with the weather, we didn't know exactly how many people would show up. But eventually, the family started to arrive. As people started to get out of their cars, it was obvious that it was going to be a large crowd. I believe that most of the town was probably there, which it was on a Saturday, which made sense. Most people were not working. The service started, and right in the middle of the first song, there was a big splash in the pond behind where the burial was taking place. The splash was so loud that the music and the singing stopped. Everyone turned around to see what all the commotion was about. When they started to focus in, they were able to see that it was a woman in the pond. She was out there swimming, even though it was below freezing. Not only was she out there swimming, she was actually completely naked. After seeing this, as you can imagine, everyone was completely shocked. Once the shock set in from seeing a naked woman in the pond, many people started screaming. Others were scared and concerned that the woman could be drowning or possibly had hypothermia. I've seen a lot of weird and strange things in the cemetery, but this was probably one of the wildest things I'd ever witnessed. Luckily, I had my cell phone with me, and I dialed 911. Thankfully, this was a small town, and it didn't take the police long to show up to the scene. And when they did show up to the scene, they arrived in force. There were numerous police officers at the scene. The officers put in a boat to try to pull the woman out, but they were unsuccessful because she was hiding in a lot of brush that was on the edge of the pond. With the understanding that the woman was definitely under the influence of some substance, one of the officers had the brilliant idea of playing Marco Polo with the woman. Everyone could hear the officer say, "Marco, Marco." Immediately, the woman jumps up and says, "Polo, I'm right here." Needless to say, the woman was then taken out of the water and immediately wrapped in a blanket. That's the story of Marco Polo. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button to get all new video notifications. Until next time, thanks for watching.